Folks, just a reminder, this press conference does offer simultaneous interpretation in English and French. There you go. In English and French. If you need the app, you can scan one of the QR codes on the side of the wall or raise your hand and a volunteer will bring it to you. This is also being streamed live on MyInfo. If you have a question, just use the Ask OIS button at the top of the screen. I want to welcome the 3 medalists from the men's 100 meters. The bronze medalist from the United States of America with a time of 9.81, Fred Kerley. The silver medalist from Jamaica with a time of 9.79, Kishane Thompson, and the gold medalist, also with a time of 9.79, winning by 5/1000ths of a second from the United States of America, Noah Lyles. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We have microphones in the room and we'll come over to you. Please state your name and your outlet before you ask your question. Right here in the back, you've been waiting patiently.
Congratulations to all 3 men. From the pictures, it looks like there might have been someone trying to get onto the track just before the 100 metres. Did you see that? And because there was a long wait before the start. And do you think
what we were waiting for?
Do you think it was a too long a start? And how did that make you all feel 3? Did it make any of you tight, for instance?
I didn't see anybody trying to get on the field, but I was wondering what we were waiting for. Not gonna lie, but in the meantime, the crowd was just constantly getting more and more hype. So it didn't feel like it was completely dead.
We didn't see nothing.
No, I guess we didn't see nothing.
Right here in the back.
Anderson Emerald from CITIUS Mag. So question for Noah as well as Kishane. So Noah, can you talk a little bit more about what you said to Kishane after the race when you didn't see the time? And Kishane, can you talk a little bit about what Noah was telling you as well?
Yeah, after the race, I came up, we were waiting for the names to pop up, and I'm going to be honest, I came over, I was like, I think you got that one, big dog. He was out there in lane 4, and I was in lane 7, and I couldn't really see what was going on over there, so I just had to keep, running like I was going to win it, and, something said I need to lean, and I was like, I'm going to lean, because, it was that type of race, and it was crazy as Ralph Mann was like, before I left for the Paris, he was like, this is how close first and second is going to be away from each other, and I can't believe how right he was.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing that Noah said. It was really a close race, because I couldn't really see Noah based on the lane that we were in. So I saw that I cleared who is to my near left and my near right, but I couldn't see him. It was that close. So when we both crossed the line, as he said, he came to me and said, hey, man, I think you got it. But I was like, wow, I'm not even sure, because it was that close.
Hi, in the back, Nick McCarville for Olympics.com. Noah, you've talked a lot about wanting to raise the profile of this sport, and I think you've done a lot of work to do that. How much is it satisfying? What are I don't want to put words in your mouth, what are the feelings for you to arrive at the sport's biggest stage and to, I think you probably helped raise the profile tonight?
I mean, it feels good to back it up. I've done a lot of work throughout the last 3 years since 2021, and even in 2021, I took on a lot of sponsors to try and get my name out there, and unfortunately, it didn't work out for me. And I've seen tons of scenarios where athletes come in as a favorite and it doesn't work out for them, and I didn't want to take advantage of that. And knowing that could happen, continues to fuel me, and that's just constantly going. That's extra step, knowing that at any time, somebody can pop up. I mean, we started this season, and a lot of people were saying, oh, it's going to be a slow year in the 100. Well, it wasn't no slow year in the 100.
Right here in the front.
Coley Harvey, ESPN. Noah, this is for you. You mentioned that you wanted to stand behind your words. Have you thought about what the future might look like now for you in terms of not just your profile in the sport, but what the sport will look like for American track going forward?
I want my own shoe. I want my own trainer. I'm dead serious.
A sneaker?
Exactly. No, I want a sneaker. There ain't no money in spikes. There's money in sneakers. And even Michael Johnson didn't have his own sneaker. I feel like for how many medals we bring back, for the notoriety we get, the fact that hasn't happened, that's crazy to me. And I was like, yeah, that needs to happen.
Is there anything else that you would like to see for yourself?
To be honest, I want to see a continuation of the ability to take advantage of moments for our sport. Sprint came out, it did amazing. And I know that season 2 is already being filmed. We've been, of course, they right over there, but they've been doing a good job and getting already our name out. So what we need to do as a sport is take advantage and say, hey, we need to make this as available as possible for people to come and watch. Not you have to go in through back alley websites to try and find, or pay to watch websites to be able to get a hold of this. This needs to be accessible because this is a world sport. So we need to be able to show it to the world.
Ewan Crumley, Athletics Weekly. A couple of questions for Noah. Firstly, how much do you practice dipping for the line like that and it coming down to timing? And also, you've mentioned before that 2021 has fueled everything to get you to this stage now. When did the planning kick in after Tokyo, and what did you do first to get on this journey?
Shoot, I'm trying to remember. What was the first question again? How much do I practice? No, I do not practice dipping all that much. But I would say I've have a decent history with dipping at the line. Throughout history and through my high school career and stuff like that. A lot of races it's come down to dips, and I've been able to, Vernon, I've been able to win. So I'm not gonna say that I practice it all that much, but I do have a good history with that. In terms of when did it fuel me, I'd say I was fueled as soon as I saw this in my hands. That's when I was fueled.
Once again, congratulations to all of you on your achievements, and Noah, and to all of you. Is there a spiritual side to you that inspires you in times like this, that keeps you going?
Is that to all of us?
Yes, perhaps, yeah. To you first, Noah, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say I have my own journey with God, and I wouldn't say it's the most normal. I went to church early on. Got the good word on me. Watched a bunch of VeggieTales, but there's been times where I've had churches that I feel were trying to use the word, and they misused it. And it broke a lot of trust, so I had to find my own journey with God. And a lot of that came through track, because there was a lot of times when I was like, I don't know if I could do this. And I'm like, God, if you really want me to do this, show me, give me a sign. And he gave me a sign. I said, I'll never doubt you again.
You guys want to take that one?
I'm good.
Fred?
I know I'm good.
All right. Let's go right here.
Steve Futterman for NOAA. We haven't heard from you at this news conference what it means to you, and what was going through your heart and mind when you actually saw that you had edged out Kishane.
Yeah, it was a crazy moment, because like I said, I did think that Kishane had that. And I was like, oh man, I'm really gonna have to swallow my pride, which I don't have a problem doing. Respect deserves respect. And everybody in the field, to be honest, came out knowing that they could win this race. And that's the mindset that we have to have. Iron sharpens iron, of course. And when I saw my name, I was like, I didn't do this against a slow crowd or a field. I did this against the best of the best on the biggest stage with the biggest pressure. And seeing that name, I was like, oh my gosh, there it is. And I wasn't even entered in the 100 in 2021. So that was, here I am, first Olympics in the 100, going around now the Olympic champion, and, having that title of not just at World Championships, but at the Olympics of world's fastest man.
And were you at ease? It seemed when you came out, the jumping, you seemed almost jubilant before the race. Was it were you at ease with yourself? Were you nervous at all at the start?
I'm not going to say, I wouldn't say nervous. I'd say I was extremely curious to what was going to happen. That's how me and my therapist phrase it. I'm curious to what I'm going to do. How am I going to pull this off, basically, situations like that. Because easily, I came in third fastest, from the semis. I'm like, this is going to be serious. This is not going to be easy. And I, said, okay, my therapist said, you need to let go, you need to relax, and you need to be yourself. And I watched as we were all going out. I saw Kishane hit the yell. I'm like, dang, that's my thing. That's crazy. Man, it's hitting the Super Saiyan yell. That's crazy. All right, I guess I got to do another thing. So I was like, all right, I'm not stopping at this, little point. I'm running out into the crowd because this crowd was a crowd that really wanted the energy to back behind. And I'm like, they would give me the energy that I'm looking for.
Hey there, Mark Kislett, Denver Gazette. One serious for Noah and one not so serious. Okay. With your therapist and as hard as you've worked, how do you prepare yourself for the realization that it's probably going to come down to a this much, like you said, or 5/1000ths of a second either way? And the not so serious, now that you've beaten these two illustrious runners, wins the challenge race against Snoop.
He was asking when I'm going to race Snoop. Shoot, if Snoop wants to set it up and we'll race. In terms of preparing, it's been years in the making. As I said, the journey started after 2021 when I received the bronze medal, and I said, I got to change. I got to evolve. No year is the same, and I'm not going to treat it the same. No, I'm not going to feel the same each time I step on the track. I'm not going to feel the same every championship, and I definitely didn't feel the same as I am now as I did at Budapest. In Budapest, I felt like, I was coming in as a favorite because I had the fastest time. This one, I was like, oh, shoot, these guys are ready. I need to be ready. And no matter what, all I need is a lane, and I'll be able to go out there and prove who I am.
We're going to do just two more questions right here and then right back there.
Noah, that's part one complete. How confident are you now of going to win on all three sprints?
Pretty confident. I can't lie. Kenny definitely put up a fast time at trials, and that definitely woke me up. And I was very proud of him, and he's definitely not going to take how he did here in the 100 lying down. He's going to say, I'm going after it in the 200 because he knows he can go after it. But my job is to make sure that I'll just leave it there. I'll be winning.
Talk your shit, man.
That man ain't winning. None of them is winning. When I come off the turn, they will be depressed.
Last question.
Marcus Thompson with The Athletic. Noah, you've talked a lot about wanting guys to talk and the competitive aspect of it. When you're in a race and you see guys ahead of you, what happens inside of you? Like what gets you to another level? Because that feels like the most competitive thing.
I'd say that there's quite a bit of emotions. At first, it's like a little bit of frustration, but then it becomes, all right, excitement. And it's like, all right, what am I about to do back at practice to make sure that this doesn't happen again? And constantly being like, all right, where can I improve? Because I'm now excited that there's somebody out there who has proven that they can beat me. So I'm like, let's keep going. I'm always on a self-discovery to better myself. And that's how I view, getting beat. Once somebody beats me, it's like, all right, here's another opportunity to better myself.
Fred Kerley, Kishane Thompson, Noah Lyles, the three fastest men on earth. Thanks, man.
Thank you, guys.
We can stop the stream and we'll start the hammer throw press conference in about 5 minutes. We can't do that in a press conference. You guys come this way. We'll get you out of here.